sugar rush. In this world we trust so much. 54 interviews coming through, sharing stories just for you. Learn from pros, their journey bright, from the morning till the night.
Okay, good morning everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dimitri. This is Eric, Valentina, and Alexei. So, we are delighted to welcome Mr. Eric, experienced marine engineer. Eric, thank you so much for taking time
at all. No, I appreciate that.
and speaking with us.
We're really excited to have you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Well, to introduce, my name is Alexei. This is my sister Valentina, and we have a business called Candies Life is Sweet. And we started since COVID, and we're very grateful for having you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. No, I'm very happy to be part of it.
So Eric, if you could please give us a brief overview about, your career path and what led you to doing marine engineering.
I started first from NBCC. I had taken industrial mechanics and power engineering, and then I went on to work with the Canadian Coast Guard, and they have all kinds of specialized training where they train you to become a marine engineer. And I worked with the Coast Guard for 20 years, and then I went on to work many other companies. Bay Ferries Limited is the Digby Ferry, and all kinds of other international shipping companies. As a marine engineer, you do travel a lot. If you like to travel, that's a big part of it.
Okay,
And I like to travel, so you can see the world as part of your career. So I found that as very fun and adventurous. But the training was first my NBCC training, industrial mechanics and power engineering, and then I went on to Ontario to take marine engineering, specialized courses.
Wow.
And the Coast Guard sent me to that. It was all sponsored by the federal government. And then a lot of it is done on your own. I had to progress my tickets from my 4th class ticket, which is your entry-level marine engineering, onto my 3rd class, onto my 2nd class,
Wow.
onto chief engineer in charge of the whole engine room on large ships. So a group of men in the engine room I'm in charge of the watch. What a watch is the period of responsibility that I look after in the engine room, and a whole group of men, electricians, mechanics, and other engineers and oilers is the entry-level position in the engine room. They all report to me, and we work together as a team to ensure that that engine room is safe and efficient. And we really work close together as a team. Like the electricians will work with the mechanics, and we all learn from each other. So it is a very good career. I really enjoyed it.
Well, my next question is, what does your typical day looks like?
Okay.
And
our typical day, normally we do 12-hour shifts on a ship. I go down at 6 a.m. and one of us will put the coffee on, and then we all come together in the control room of the ship, and we start our day off at 6 a.m. and I will work until 6 p.m. and all your meals are looked after. We have a chef that looks after our meals. I live on the ship, so I have my own room. Somebody makes my room and makes my bed and everything. All I have to do is concentrate on my job, so it's very nice that way. It's very stress-free until something happens. But that's the fun part. And that's when your training comes into effect, and hopefully we can resolve the issue. Because on a ship, I can't just call somebody. We have to fix it ourselves. And that's the interesting part about marine engineering. That's when I rely on all the men, and females, there's a lot of girls in the engine room. They all have certain skills, either a machinist or electrician or a mechanic, and we all come together as one group. and get that issue resolved. And I really like it. It's exciting, and that's my typical day from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m., 12 hours a day. And then the rest of it, I go up and relax on the ship in my room, where we have common areas. Like we have mess areas, and we have pool tables and everything.
So on that 12-hour shift, would you constantly be on the lookout? Or
Yes,
is it like on and off?
that's what it is. We're constantly on the lookout through the engine room. We're all in the control room for a while, but then we all go all around the ship. That's called external rounds of the ship. So we have to go and see what we can see. Bring a flashlight with you and see if there's any issues, any abnormal activity. And I can tell that from the control room by watching temperatures and pressures, how the engines are operating. If there's a problem, I can tell by that there, just by the temperatures and pressures of your main engines or generators. See, we have generators that supply the power to that whole ship. We're just like a little city. The engine room is. We have to supply the power, the propulsion, the drinking water, the sewage systems, everything. It's just like its own little city or a hotel where you have to look after all that issues that come on the vessel.
What are some things that you enjoy about your job, and what are some challenges you face?
Okay. The things that I enjoy about the job, I enjoy working long shifts and working with a group of people. Like you have to be like just like a family on a ship, because we live together too. So everybody has to get along with each other. That's one of the most important parts, is being to get along with people, because you have to live with them plus work with them. So some people may have a difficulty with that, but I enjoyed that part of it, because we had a lot of good people working with me.
How do you guys deal, if there's any issues or fights, I guess, how do you guys would deal with that?
Oh, we would just talk it over and discuss it and resolve the issue normally.
On the same day?
That's right, on the same day, within the same hour actually. Because we don't want to have any issues like throughout the whole day and let it go wrong. We would actually bring him to my office and discuss that situation, and we would resolve it there. Yeah.
And some challenges you face or some challenges that you can expect?
Okay, we have all kinds of challenges. Any problem within that whole engine room or the whole ship, we're responsible for. So things can happen like in 30 seconds. So then we have to respond to it very quickly. Because some of these boats, like this one that I work on, is a passenger ferry. So there's 900 people on board. So we have to operate that vessel very safe.
What skills do you believe are essential for success in your role? And the next part of that question is, what skills have you developed along the way through, I guess, your journey that you could share with us, that you wish someone told you when you were
People
young?
skills are very important. How to get along with people. That's one of the most important aspects of any industry, is you have to deal with people and equipment we have to deal with, but being able to deal with people like it properly, like from the staff or the passengers. The main skills as a marine engineer are to acquire hands-on skills. We work on engines, generators, we weld, we do machining, like machine shop work. So that's the most important, being hands-on. And you learn that through all the other older engineers. They teach you these skills. They all have a skill. One guy might be a machinist, one guy's a welder, so you learn from him. If we're bored, we say, let's go to the shop. And we have nothing to do, let's go weld. We will weld some beads, or we will turn the lathe on, operate the lathe. That's machining equipment. So it's very hands-on trade.
And through, I guess, all your career, if you're younger, what skills would your older self tell your younger self? Like important skills just that have impacted you the most, that you wish you knew as a kid.
Okay. ask a lot of questions in your younger day. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because that's how you learn, actually. Go in with the guys when they're working on something. Just don't stand back. Get in there yourself and get involved, because that's how you really learn it. You go do it yourself. The guy will be there standing next to you, the other engineer, and they'll say, you go do that. You tighten that nut up, and you do it yourself physically, because that's the only way you actually learn. To be
Instead of
honest.
watching,
Yeah.
integrate yourself.
Integrate yourself. That's correct. Yes.
So thank you so much for the insight that you shared with us. Really
No problem at all.
Yeah,
That was
this,
great.
This really
I
helps
hope
us.
that will help you in your career
It'll
path.
really help us with our future as we try to explore our options, and hopefully it'll help other people as much as it helps
Exactly.
us.
No, and I think it will. And I really enjoyed that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eric, for sharing your insights with us today. Well, this conversation is really important for us as we explore our future, but it will also be incredibly helpful for other youth out there who are on the similar journey.
Exactly.
We appreciate
No, I
your
really enjoyed it. Thank you.
The tips they share with pride, inspiration far and wide.